Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Paige, for those of you who do not know me. I just wanted to start off with giving some of the messages I've been receiving over the course of this week, as well as my own personal experiences as far as where we're headed collectively. And we had a death in my family at the beginning of this week, which was unexpected. And as someone who, he's a healer and dedicated his life to helping people, a father, a husband, a grandfather. And it's rare for me to come across a man, especially, who was so connected and had really took me under his wing in many ways, even if he didn't fully know it, even through my younger years, allowed me to open my mind to more than what I was seeing and experiencing just in the physical third dimensional realm. So he's greatly missed, and but at the same time, he is also now part of what I call my tribe on the other side of the veil. I do have quite a bunch of other family members and friends and ancestors that are part of the tribe on the other side that guide me. So I'm grateful for that. What I wanted to talk about for collective energy, that I have also been experiencing besides the aspect of death, and not only experiencing but also feeling deeply, not just through my own personal experiences. I pick up a lot of collective energy often. We're in this eclipse energy, and there's a lot of heightened tension. I want to bring my camera closer without throwing my cards on, dumping my cards. Okay. There's a lot of heightened tension right now in the air for everybody, and heightened emotion. Grief is big. And I was feeling that before we even lost a family member, which is why over the last few days while doing my readings, the 5 stages of grief continue to come up, collective grief. But more than that, there's a fear of our survival here on this planet. And it starts off with fear of our basic needs. Food, the prices of food astronomically going up, shelter, warmth, cool, the prices, inflation, at least in this country, and I know it's happening in other countries as well, just ungodly amount, like skyrocketed to the point where it's really difficult for the majority of people to afford to eat. I just came from the grocery store and just, shaking my head. It's just getting worse. Spent $60 some on 5 items of food. That's going to get me through I don't know how many days. But so the fear, financial crisis, housing crisis, medical crisis. And we're at the state of crisis, which is why there is this heightened emotion and heightened tension. And I can assure you, I'm experiencing and feeling this on my end as well. And there are reasons for some of this. However, it is taken a lot of energy for me to continuously go down into the depths of myself to find what this is telling me, but as well as stay connected and not emotionally get pulled out of my connection to nature, to spirit, because of this emotional distraction. I want to call it I feel there's an intended energy currently, and it's been going on, but it's heightened right now. An intended energy that is, really causing a lot of fear, paranoia, even. But it's also showing us an inner child side of us that maybe you grew up, maybe growing up, your parents had financial struggles or survival struggles, or you knew someone that way, or whatever it is that you're struggling with. So it can help to really continuously do a deep dive inward. But I know that for me, I'm eternally grateful that I have a roof, I have a home, I have a roof over my head. I now have heat. I did go I went a long time without heat and air conditioning, as my system broke, and it took a while to get a new one, and then it took a little longer to get someone to come and install it. And then, there's the financial hit there too, but I do need heat. There's been a lot. I've had the loss of family members lost to death. I've also, I don't want to call it a loss, but it feels like a loss. I've had other family members and people close to me who move away or are in their own thing right now, and I miss them terribly. I miss them dearly. So there's a lot of grief, a lot of collective grief. And I think we're getting in touch with our fragmentation right now, meaning the aspects of ourselves, the inner child parts of our consciousness, each and every one of us, that we've denied, suppressed, or hidden from ourselves. It's all coming out now. So if you can pay attention to what is actually being triggered within you right now, yes, on the surface, it's a lot of fear. It's a lot of fear of the unknown and what am I going to do? Be mindful of your impulse control. Be mindful of the paranoia that may creep up for you. And be mindful if you are in processing grief right now, that it does go in stages, and those stages can overlap each other. Everybody's different and unique, and we take our own time processing grief. So it typically starts off with denial, not always. Just an internal denial, like this isn't happening, and then can quickly go to anger. And however long that, goes. I remember that I think I processed grief my whole life. When I hit teenage or preteen to teenage is when I was the anger for many years. But I've revisited these cycles I'm 51, over the course of 51 years. So we start to bargain with life. We start to bargain with what's going on, and eventually that leads to the deep sadness and depression of the loss, of the grief. And if you can really bring yourself through that and allow yourself, there's a big stigma, especially in this country, about depression and sadness. It's like, especially within other spiritual communities and paradigms, it's like, just be happy, just good vibes only, right? But no, we have to feel our feelings. And for sure, if you're going through a grief process of loss, or you're feeling that sadness, depression, allow that, honor that, because that leads to acceptance. If we don't honor the sadness and depression portion of it, we continue to recycle anger and bargaining. So it's all about what we suppress, deny, push away within ourselves. There's a lot of, we have Saturn going direct tomorrow on Saturday, as well as the Venus star point. Venus is making a conjunction to the sun. And the star point, the Venus has multiple points that during her, as she transits, I'm lost for words. This star point axis is really, especially in Libra, because she has multiple points as the petal of a flower, but we'll be accessing Libra, relationships, balance. So it's really going to highlight to those of us in relationships, what is out of balance, what needs to be looked at within our relationships. So I'm going to just pull, I'm not sure where I want to pull from. We're going to pull a card for collective energy. Just to get some advice for us all today. I hope that you're having a beautiful day. There's so much energy coming through, and if you are energetically sensitive, take good care of your physical body because it can deplete you. You may feel a rush of a lot of energy. I usually get this at night, and it's annoying to me. But it almost feels as if you're like on a high, and that's great and all, but whatever, the higher you go, the stronger and further you fall as well. So be mindful of that with your physical body especially. Good advice for us all today. That's beautiful. We have healing the heart along with a deep breath. I'm going to read these from the book. Although I have chills, I have messages coming through. Okay, healing the heart, the grief process. Those that we've lost to death, those that we've lost to the journey, and they're still alive here on earth. We're all processing and healing a broken heart, heartache, heart pain, loss, grief. Honor that. As I was saying, honor that process, especially the depression part, the sadness. Honor that. Healing the heart. When you are wounded emotionally, you need time to regroup and find your center. You may have recently endured a breakup or betrayal, lost someone close to you, or lost an affiliation that you gave too much power to, that you gave too much power to. Perhaps you're watching someone go through a difficult time and feel bad that you can't help them. Maybe you're still not over a past disagreement. No matter the cause of this heartache, deep healing is called for. This happens on its own timetable and can never be rushed. The path to healing the heart centers on reciprocity, the flow of giving and receiving. Sometimes wounding occurs because we've become too dependent on another, and this is accompanied by the desire to manipulate or control an outcome. Both wounding and healing usually begin within, not from the outer conditions of our lives. We often believe we can be wounded only by others, but we do more damage to ourselves in the self-sabotaging way we think and behave. It is important to take steps to heal yourself and become willing to release the pain of the past, which can be tempting to revisit. It's time to take responsibility for your part in this healing journey. Look for ways you can help yourself and others. Are you willing to make amends if needed, or conversely, accept someone where they are without trying to influence their growth process? Healing the heart in all aspects is your priority now. Nothing else matters. Only beauty and goodness will come as the result. I got the chills from that. And that speaks loudly of everything I was just talking about, everything that I'm going through. And we have to honor and give ourselves time to heal the heart. Another thing that I'm not personally experiencing yet, I am witnessing, and I have experienced in my past. A lot of us, there's a lot of injustice in the world, especially we are starting to really see deeper, and it will continue to be shown in the country of the United States of America, currently going through its Pluto return. We're deeply starting to see how divided and separated and unjust everything is. And there are many that are really trying to rebuild their lives, rebuild their finances, their safety, their security. And they're finding as they go back out into the workforce that it is so volatile. It is so, it is almost as if it's slavery for many, that they're finding it extremely difficult to do, which causes more and more fear. As well as where I live, and I know this is happening in other parts of the country as well, we're in a housing crisis. It's too expensive for people to afford to even rent anywhere, including the places that we would consider slums or low-income housing and all of those things. I'm also seeing and witnessing the financial help that is given through the state, through the government. And I know this is, you can tell when there's a reason for things happening, but suddenly people aren't getting their benefits, their cards are deactivated for food and for medical care and attention, and it's causing even more fear, tension, worry. Know that this is part of the process, unfortunate part of the process, to show the masses, to see, and we will be divided, but at the same time, we're eventually, that division, those who have felt alone in this, you're not. Those who feel the anger of the injustice, that's also stemmed to the fear, but it's also linked to your past experiences, ancestral experiences, past life experiences, and know that it will turn around. Do the best that you can to get by day to day as you are, but don't cling to the fear. Don't cling to the anger. Allow yourself to go through this grief process, because that old system that we're still linked to is coming apart, and it needs to, because it's not for humanity. Ultimately, there are ulterior motives in a lot of these things. So anyway, let me get back to the second message here. A deep breath, which I just took. A deep breath. Fear is asking for your attention and healing right now. You or another are operating from a position of fear. And this is why I said what I said the last time. I mean, just before this. If you also see red flags, you might be headed toward genuine danger, perhaps repeating a lesson you don't need to learn again. You can honor this kind of fear by saying thank you and protect yourself by choosing another path. In this moment, you have all it takes to make a shift. If, on the other hand, the fear surrounds the idea of taking a risk, be mindful. Radical trust and accepting the discomfort of the new is called for as you move out of your comfort zone. Ask for courage to take a leap into the unknown and know that all will be well. But know that all will be well doesn't mean all you have to come to expect. Stories from the past may be molding your expectations right now and causing fear based on anticipated hurt. Don't isolate yourself or fall for the false idea that life is too painful and engaging with it should be avoided. How about loving that side of you that is afraid, acting out, and causing all this unnecessary commotion? You'll never be happy if this small part of you controls your life, as it will if you allow it. However, remember to be gentle with yourself and others. Once you let go and relax into your life, everything looks brighter and friendlier. Today, choose love over fear. You'll be amazed when you do. And I'm so glad these two cards came out because they really coincide with the reason why I'm on here talking to begin with. Because some of my lessons that I've recently learned, even though I'm aware we go out of our consciousness when we are deeply triggered into childhood wounds, as I am fully aware that is where I go, but it's not where I've always gone. I've had my own knee-jerk reactions to things, and then come around to understanding there's a lesson in all of it. I have my own inner child that needs inner children. They're like multiple parts, aspects, consciousnesses within us. Take a deep breath. Know that this is happening for a very specific reason for each and every one of us, as well as collective. So individually, what this is triggering in you, that is bringing out that inner child, that aspect of you that never got over the fear or the worry or the doubt and has some control over your decisions, your thought processes, your beliefs, and your feelings. So in order to bring that part back into wholeness within yourself, so that part, that aspect doesn't control you as much. It's shining light on a part of you, and it's no longer subconscious or unconscious. This is one of the main reasons why these major challenges are happening right now through this eclipse energy, through Pluto going direct, Saturn going direct tomorrow. Pluto is direct now. Mercury's direct now. We were in a lot of retrograde energy throughout the bulk of the year. So we have movement now. There are planetary movement. Things are starting to change and shift. And a lot of times when they do, it starts with the hard parts, the scary parts, and it brings up emotional eruptions in us, which is good. Because when we have those, that's also life force energy that is running through our body. That is the mechanism for assisting us to pivoting, taking a shift, making a change in some aspect of our life, and most definitely within our thought processes, as well as the grief process. That is an honoring of what has been, what you perceive to be lost, honoring having had that connection to begin with, but more so as we allow the stages of grief and honor the stages of grief, all of them. This then also erupts life force energy through our system that is, it's almost animalistic. Our animalistic capabilities come out. See that. We do have that. We've been so suppressed. Do that mindfully. We don't want to hurt each other through this process, but do that. Allow that energy to flow through you, to show you, to help you move out of fear. Once we move out of fear and we allow the heart to stay open, know that we're all in this together, and we're still in October. Things are going to continue to be like we're being pushed down and condensed and suppressed, but it's going to feel that way. It's going to appear that way in some of the mechanisms, some of the systems and foundations that we used to rely on, or we maybe still rely on. This process of letting our own life force energy actually do what it's meant to do and designed to do, and don't suppress it yourself from past conditioning and programming. You will see it's like the phoenix rising from the ashes, truly. So allow your feelings. Be really in tune with how you feel on a day-to-day basis. We human beings cannot feel happy and loving and we can have love in our hearts, sure, love, compassion, but we are not always good vibes only. It's just impossible. That is a facade, that is fake. So don't be hard on yourself. If you're angry today, if you're sad today, if you don't know what you're doing today, it's okay. But get in touch with that part of you that is controlling you emotionally, energetically, mentally even, so that you have more awareness of energy and all of your parts of consciousness. As I used to always say, and it's true, we all have all 12 zodiac archetypes within us. They just come out in different ways, in different aspects, at different times. We're not just one person. We're not just one consciousness. If you really take a deeper dive into this, it's almost as if we all possess multiple personality traits. We only consciously allow maybe 1 or 2 or 3 out at a time to be seen by others, but get in touch with all of them because they are coming out and there's no controlling it. Get in touch with them and don't deny them. Don't suppress them. Don't hide them any longer. This is truly what this energy is designed for. So that's what I have for all of you today. I hope that you are well. Take good care of yourself. Self-care is a necessity. It is not a luxury. That COVID is still spreading like wildfire, and keep your immune system healthy and in check. And that means that we have to be calm, whole mind, our mental faculties, what is going on in the mind, body, what are you consuming through the mind, what are you looking at, what are you listening to, what are you engaging in, what is getting in your mind, body, your physical body, what are you putting in your body, healthy food, water, or are you stress eating and drinking alcohol to try to help with the tension? Look at your patterns. Mind, body, spirit. Spirit is our emotions. It is linked to how we feel, our sensory. So you gotta get in touch with how you feel in your emotional body. That is mind, body, spirit. And that will truly assist you through these really, really tough times that we are in currently. So much love to all of you and take good care. Bye.